Hello everyone, I am Zurich Sword Sentinel, and welcome back to Century of Economy. The cursed are gathering large amounts of gold. What will they do with it all, I wonder? The English flock to their finished goods island, while the Providence is on her way out. The Americans build Thompson's Island at the end of their turn. The San Francisco moves away and redocks to try and take back the town from the pirates, and is successful. The Pescados de Plata wastes no time and is given an explore action to upgrade the town to a trading port. At the end of their turn, the Spanish launch El Garayante with Pablo and Pedro Vicario, a linking captain and SAT crew from Pirates of the Dark Tides, along with Almirante Davante del Nero. It's time to hunt some pirates. Speaking of those pirates, they have established their first colony. A wider shot of the pirates' operations, with ships coming and going in search of resources. The pirates did not like getting their town taken from them. Havana Black expresses his rage with his cannons. However, the Neptune's horde has a dismal day at the guns, for even with a sack action, she is only able to take one mast off of the Francisco. The Kurds spend some of their gold and launch two first-rate, for them anyway, gunships. The Skinflare, with the Sammy the Skull and Linked White crew, Devereaux, from Davy Jones' Curse, a helmsman, firepot specialist, and oarsman. The King Jones, custom from Return of Davy Jones, with El Phantasma from Davy Jones' Curse, a captain, cannoneer, and oarsman. The Americans trade their mostly worthless medicine for valuable food at the French trading port. Normally they would have to pay 1 gold to the French for every resource they traded, but the Americans have purchased French letters of marque, allowing them to parlay their way out of paying. The Americans launched the President, with linking Fleet Admiral Edward Preble. Victor de Alva easily takes the town upgrade to Kanohi Island, thereby claiming it officially for the Spanish. The Pescados de Plata and San Francisco flee from the Neptune's horde, with the healthier Pescados shielding the damaged Francisco. A wider shot of most of the Southern Ocean. The pirates are visible in the background, with the Spanish present in the foreground. Most of the French and some of the cursed can also be seen on the far side of the ocean. The Spanish are getting tired of seeing French ships coming through the portal, and air their grievances to the French. The horde once again whiffs on her cannons, only able to take one mast off of the Pescados. Elsewhere, the pirates are upgrading their colony to level 2. Icebergs are becoming a problem for the cursed, as the Dark Pack loses a mast to one. A storm descends on the London, but she only loses one mast. She may yet survive. The French decide it is easier to go the long way home, rather than risk the wrath of the Spanish by going back through the portal. The East Wind and La Gaule will be the last French ships to take metals from the island, the French promise. Unfortunately for the English, the London rolled a 5 on their turn and was instantly sunk by the storm. Unaware of the fate of the London, the rest of the English fleet is concentrated on getting finished goods and upgrading the island with a town. They decide to launch the Oxford, mainly to help with resource gathering. The Terror surfaces and is able to knock off the front mast of the Neptune's horde. The Garayante follows up with a net +3 to her cannons and is able to reduce the Neptune's horde to a single mast. The San Cristobal was able to upgrade the Spanish town to a trading port. Jean Lafitte was coming back west to see how things were going. His lookout tells him that the Neptune's horde is badly damaged, and that there are strange ships that seem to travel beneath the water, and that there is a heavily armed Spanish warship pointed directly at them. Davy Jones rolls a 6, and takes pity on the pirates of the Neptune's horde. It may be too late for them, but he moves their ship anyways, to try and give them an escape route. The Cursed have a colony as well. The Cursed launched the Bao Huan, with linked crews Zheng He, Shiping Sai, Katsura-chan, Chang Pao, a helmsman, and other crew. The English upgrade their finished goods island with a trading port. The Americans purchased some more letters of marque, with the intent to trade on their mind. Being coldly efficient, the Spanish used Roberto Santana's cannon bonus on the Corazon Dorado and sank the Neptune's horde, the first sinking due to combat. The Gariante sails forward and with an extra provided by Fleet Admiral Sebastian Salazar, takes off not one, but two of the Lady Scorn's masts, shocking Lafitte. The Duke and Silver Dagger reached the pirate Spice Island last turn, and now the Duke upgrades the island with a town, which the Silver Dagger turns into a trading port. The French launched the Pharaon from Pirates of the Dark Tides. Realizing the loss of the London, the English invest in a new ship and an upgrade, with the HMS Gallows being launched from their home island, with Sir Christopher Mings aboard. The Spanish have a large launch, putting forth El Algeciras with a captain, helmsman, and oarsman, La Furia with a captain, helmsman, and musketeer and oarsman, La Serpiente with a captain, helmsman, and oarsman, La Reconquistador with a captain, helmsman, and oarsman, La Serviente with a captain, helmsman, firepot specialist, and oarsman, Asesino de la Nave with a captain, helmsman, firepot specialist, shipwright, and oarsman, El Leon with a captain, helmsman, firepot specialist, and oarsman, the Santos Romanos with a captain, helmsman, musketeer, and oarsman, El Galleon de Gibraltar with a captain, helmsman, and cannoneer, La Resolucion, Ocean's Edge, with a captain, helmsman, and oarsman, La Resolucion, Spanish Main, with a captain, helmsman, musketeer, cannoneer, and oarsman, La Aguila, with a captain, helmsman, musketeer, cannoneer, and oarsman, and finally El Tirador, with a captain, helmsman, musketeer, and oarsman. Lafitte is able to get to the pirate trading port on their finished goods island, and warns his brethren of the Spanish. The ice wreck Iceberg has gotten bigger, and collides with the Gallows while she's still in port. The Americans are finally able to get some gold home. The Corazon Dorado and Terror fire on Thompson's Island, taking out two of its flags. The Harlequin comes to give the fort support and make her cannons more accurate. The Gariante and De la Nave attack the Raven's Neck, taking out a total of 3 masts and 3 cargo. Another shoot action later, and Thompson's Island has only 1 flag left flying. The Spanish fleet moves out ominously in the direction of Thompson's Island and the Americans. They finish their turn by building Fortaleza Dorada on a gold island very close to the pirate trading port. Lafitte and the Raven's Neck flee around to the far side of the trading port. The pirates have lots of finished goods, which are worth 5 apiece, with more coming in. The pirates upgrade their colony to level 3. Icebergs continue to follow the Gallows. The ice wreck berg crashes into the English home island, now complicating launches and logistics for them. They're not the only ones with home island trouble, as a storm looms off of the French home island. The Cursed, like the pirates, are able to upgrade their colony to level 3. They end their turn by building Aguinvari Gacali on a reef near their home island. They also launch the Grinder, Nightmare, Hellhound, and Black Coral from RSS, proxied by Boneyard. The Justice comes to the defense of Thompson's Island, and goes an impressive 5 for 8 to take 2 masts off of the Corazon Dorado. She tried to follow up with a ram and board, failing to eliminate a mast with a ram, but succeeding with the board, killing the Dorado's helmsman. Spending what gold they have left, the Americans launched the Ocean's Edge Constitution with a captain and helmsman to try and stem the Spanish tide. The Resolucion and Hephaestus combined to take the Justice down to 1 mast standing. A wider shot of the American-Spanish theater. The Spanish formation is fast approaching, with several good ships among them. Meanwhile, on the upper right, the USS Colossus, from Fiends of the Blood Islands, is fast approaching Thompson's Island, which is looking to be the focal point of coming battles. The Americans are rerouting all available gunships to try and stand up to the Spanish. Spending some more gold, the Spanish reconfigured the Santa Ana, with Duke Alfonso de Castillo coming aboard, along with a firepot specialist, shipwright, and oarsman. The Bazana, with Sebastian de Alva, custom migrant crew from Return of Davy Jones, and transfer the native chieftain from the Santa Ana to the Joya del Sol. In addition to that, they also outfitted the Pescados de Plata and San Francisco with a captain and helmsman, and got some more crew for the San Cristobal. The Spanish form a defensive line against the pirates. Not knowing what the pirates' full capabilities are, the Spanish are playing aggressive defense and waiting for the pirates to make a move. Pirate operations. The Cassandra is returning home for more gold to upgrade the colony. Meanwhile, pirate resource ships continue to come and go. Jack Sparrow has gotten quite bored on the Grand Barnacle. His services have not been used to their full extent. The Storm moves over the French home island. If it stays overland for 3 rounds, it will be removed from the game. The French spy the Skinflyer from afar, and realized that the northern waters they had previously explored were not as empty as they had thought. La Triumph is forced to go north to avoid the storm, and seize more of the cursed. The French cargo ships have to cross the lines of fire between the Spanish and Americans, making them somewhat nervous. The Justice escapes into a whirlpool, and emerges next to La Triumph. The Concorde pulls alongside their Resolution and is able to eliminate 2 masts. Not wanting to deal with submerged cancelers, the Americans send the Colossus around the far side of Thompson's Island and try to shoot at the Terror, but alas, all shots miss. Meanwhile, the Frontier is able to dock home the traded resources from the French, turning it into around 30 gold. The Americans spend half of it and put forth the Franklin with the captain. La Resolution pulls alongside the Concorde and unleashes a devastating salvo, reducing the Concorde to 1 mast. With an extra from Sebastian de Alva, the Resolution finishes what she started and sinks the Concorde. A wider shot of the battle area, with ships on the fringes either repairing or waiting to get involved. Not fazed in the slightest, the pirates continue to gather resources from their island, despite the fact that the Spanish are very close. The finished goods continue to pile up, and the pirates begin to formulate a plan for a launch. They finish their turn by building the Devil's Maw on the same island as their colony. An overhead shot of the cursed operations. La Triumph approaches the Skinflyer cautiously, but it seems the cursed are being friendly. 2 French ships sail brazenly into pirate waters. To avoid the Spanish-American conflict, the French cargo ships divert north into English waters. Seeing the French, the Gallows comes to investigate. The President is able to knock a mast off of the Aguila. The Providence tries to take a French town on a medicine island, but fails, with the boarding attempt coming up a tie. Using an extra action, the President moves on and attacks the Galleon de Gibraltar, taking off a mast. The Colossus got her built-in extra action and crossed the bow of the Aguila, prepared broadsides attack, and with a roll of 6, hit! Moving broadsides, the Colossus finishes what she started, using her regular cannons to sink the Aguila. The Constitution also got in on the action, managing to derelict the Resolution. Overall, a decent American turn. With the storm covering most of their home island, the French are forced to rely on their secondary launch points, such as the fort on the Portal, their trading ports, and their level 5 colony. Spending close to 300 gold, the French mega-launch, putting close to 30 ships in the water. La Bonne Chance, with Admiral Gaston de St. Croix. Le Rochefort, with a helmsman. The Arrogant. Le Lâche de Calvados. La Félicité. Le Afrique. The Floating Stone, with a helmsman. The Sabre, with a helmsman. La Moulin Rouge, with a helmsman. La Danae. La Dijon. Le Coeur du Lion with a helmsman, the Jaguar with a helmsman, La Belloise with a helmsman, La Toussaint l'Ouverture with a helmsman, La Provence, La Verrantois with a helmsman, La Martinique with a helmsman, La Bayonnette with a helmsman, Le Mercure, La Versailles, Le Duc d'Enghien, Le Républicain, the Glaive with a helmsman, the Sea Phoenix, La Belle Étoile, La Atlante with a helmsman, Le Saint Michel, Mercure, La Lion, La Auguste, Saint Denis, Le Bonaparte, Ocean's Edge, with a helmsman. The English take a passive turn and launch the HMS Pacificum to help with resource gathering. A wide shot of the Spanish-American action. Thompson's Island has been destroyed, and the Resolution is towing the Resolution. The Santa Ana got her extra action and came through the whirlpool to take a mast off of the Franklin. Then the Galleon de Gibraltar managed to take a mast off of the Colossus. Victor de Alva succeeded at his extra, which allowed the San Cristobal to come through the same whirlpool and devastate the Constitution. The Crista del Obispo hoisted the President, taking her to one mast standing. To cap things off, the San Francisco was able to come through the whirlpool as well and hit the Colossus with a fire pot. The pirates cash in their stocks of finished goods, taking in close to 200 gold, but hold off on their other resources. At this point it was time for new resource values. A 6 and 7 were rolled, which meant that for the next 7 rounds, each resource would be worth its opposite. Lumber, for example, is the number 1 resource, and is currently worth 6 gold. Finished goods, which are the number 6 resource, are now worth 1 gold. This change greatly benefits the Americans, since they have medicine readily available to them. Whether they will be able to reap the benefits is another matter, given their war with the Spanish. The Providence fails again to capture the French town. Deciding to go out in a blaze of glory, the Constitution rams into the Cristobal, managing to take out a mast with cannons and with a successful ram. Deciding to live to fight another day, the Colossus and Franklin make for the American home island, with the Colossus managing to put out her fire mast. The Spanish sink the Constitution. Capping off their turn, the Spanish build the Church by the Sea, a custom fort from G.W. Darkhurst's Pirates of the Dark Tides. The pirates upgrade their colony to level 4. The pirate home island. With their plans nearing fruition, the pirates begin to vacate their home island and other launch points. A wider shot looking northward. Almost all of the French and Kursk fleets are visible. With the storm dissipating and being removed from the game, the French once again have a functioning home island. Their mega launch was all gold-oriented ships, and the shipping commences. The Benjamin returns from cursed waters, having been escorted to the cursed trading port and trading for some valuable resources, and avoiding the fee with the Sol mark. The English operations, with the Spanish in the background. The Providence finally succeeds at taking the French town. Having decisively won the Battle of Thompson's Island, the Spanish regroup and repair, forming a defensive line with their subs and healthy ships. They know the Americans will be back. The Crista del Obispo and Algeciras Diablo attack the Louisiana, taking her to one mast. The Corazon Dorado captures the President, and, more importantly to the Spanish, Commodore Preble. Spending a little, the Spanish launched 2 ships. The Trinity, with Captain Santiago Navarro from Pirates of the Dark Tides, Captain Charles Richard from Savage Shores. Sebastian Rojo, a sack marine from Return to Savage Shores, a helmsman, and 4 oarsmen. El Primer Caballero, Pirates of the Dark Tides, with Tariq the Black, Corsair Jack Hawkins, Rise of the Fiends Inquisitor, a helmsman, and oarsman. Spending exactly 670 gold, the pirates go on a mega launch. The Sea Nymph, with a captain, helmsman, and musketeer. Deliverance, with Julie Rose, custom crew from Fiends of the Blood Islands. Sean Cannonball Gallows, helmsman, musketeer, and oarsman. The Eagle, with a captain, helmsman, and cannoneer. Golden Medusa, with a captain, helmsman, cannoneer, and musketeer. The Sister's Rage, with a captain, helmsman, cannoneer, and musketeer. The Broken Key, with a captain, helmsman, and shipwright. The Jape, with a captain, helmsman, and musketeer. The Bruja, with a captain and helmsman. Fool's Hope, with One-Handed John, from Return of Davy Jones. Ghost Crew, helmsman, and oarsman. The Flying Dutchman, with Griffin, Jack Hawkins, from Crimson Coast. Wesley, helmsman, and oarsman. The Obago, with a captain, helmsman, cannoneer, and musketeer. Jaguar Spirit, with captain, helmsman, and musketeer. Diamond Strike, with a captain and helmsman. The Prussian Crown, with a captain, helmsman, cannoneer, musketeer, firepot specialist, and oarsman. The Skipping Stone, with Captain Elizabeth Swan, captain, and musketeer. The Black Pearl, with Hammersmith, Lee Requin, a shipwright, cannoneer, and oarsman. The Zeus, with Emperor Blackheart, One-Eyed Bennett, Pirates of the Dark Tides, cannoneer, shipwright, and firepot specialist. The Harbinger, Spanish Main, with Roger Hawkins, from Return of Davy Jones, Derek the Red, 3 explorers, and an oarsman. The Revenant, with captain, helmsman, Sao Fang, Lady Baptiste, and an oarsman. The Davy Jones Curse Harbinger, with Ocean's Edge Calico Cat, Coconut, a captain, helmsman, and oarsman. The Ember Silica, with Cursed Captain Barbosa, Cursed Crew 1 and 2, a helmsman, firepot specialist, shipwright, and oarsman. The Grand Wind, with Zheng Li Quan, a captain, helmsman, cannoneer, and 3 oarsmen. Grand Temple, with Dragon Eyes, Ms. Cheng, a helmsman, cannoneer, and oarsman. The Ocean's Edge Deliverance, with Crimson Angel, captain, helmsman, shipwright, cannoneer, and oarsman. French ships move along trade routes to get resources and come back to their home island. The Cursed, like the French, are going about their business with little care for the goings-on of the world around them. The English have lots of gold, but have not spent much of it so far. The Louisiana is able to escape the Spanish by using a double action from George Washington LeBeau, the Return to Savage Shores version. A little blurry, but the Spanish have sunk the Harlequin. The pirates made their move, and now the Spanish make theirs. Breaking the line, La Serviente and La Serpiente dock at the pirate trading port and enact a blockade, freezing all of the ships docked there. The Algeciras and Furia maneuver around the frozen pirate ships and take a mast off of the Hades Flame. La Guerriente and Reconquistador combine to take 2 masts off of the Shadow and deprive her of her helmsman. The Sea Nymph and Eagle try to get a handle on the Furia and Algeciras. The Golden Medusa is able to take a mast off of the Algeciras. A wide shot of the southern half of the ocean, looking east. The pirate fleet has moved out, and the French fleet is gathering their resources. The Spanish are getting into a second war with the pirates, while also maintaining their war with the Americans. Showing much of the Northern Ocean, the English and Cursed have not gotten involved in any conflicts so far. One only wonders how much longer that will last. The Americans are in dire straits, with only 12 gold on their home island, and the Spanish effectively cutting off all of their sources of gold. And that does it for this report of Century Economy. Things are getting bigger, and the leaders are beginning to emerge. If you want to see more, make sure you're subscribed. If you liked what you saw, hit that like button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.